Hello again, everyone. Today I want to do a Christmas card, and I want to use some of these dies that I got last weekend from Matthew from Miser Print. And Stamp Kitchen, I believe, is their own brand. And I've used this sentiment and this little sprig of berries. With it, I thought I would use this Gummiapan Santa, who is actually supposed to be on a swing. He was kind of like that. There's his beard, there's his body, and he's kind of holding on to that so he can be on the swing. But I didn't like his hands going that way, so I cut them off. What I want to happen is I want to have my Merry Christmas on here, on this panel, cut it out with one of these. I'm not sure if that's the press cut or what, but on there, cut this out with some double-sided sheet on the back. Let me just pop some of these little bits out. There we go. It's really rather nice, isn't it? Rather splendid Merry Christmas. And I thought we could have a little sprig of berries kind of coming out from behind the Merry like this. And we could have Santa sitting on the Christmas, so sort of like that somehow. But as I said, I don't want his hands out like that, so I cut them off, and I thought I would put them on the other side so they face down instead of up, so they can just be stuck kind of behind his beard, a bit like this. Just show you. Put that there and that there. And then his beard goes, let me get a pair of tweezers. Pop his beard on, kind of like that. I think he'll work, don't you? I've cut another one because I want to do his shoes and put his shoes black and put them on the top. So I think it might work, don't you? So there's one way to find out, isn't there? So I can stick this on. Stick that on. I don't quite know. I did wonder about shortening this panel a little bit. Don't know whether to put it in the middle or up near the top, or perhaps a third of the way down, maybe. We'll see. Let me stick this on because I'll lose it otherwise, knowing my track record. And then I'll go on and show you what else I've done. I say I just put some double-sided sheet. I think this is Stick It, I think it's called. A sheet of Stick It. The joy of this is the back peels off all in one piece. If previously in other incarnations I have done it with like a roll of tape, of double-sided tape, and of course you've got to get all the slices off that. So let me just, there's a bit of a line there. I'll put that at the bottom where it doesn't show. Let's put Merry up here. Hope you can see what I'm doing. Let's see if that fits. Yes, that'll be okay. I'll move it just to the right, just a little. Then I'd make sure I've got room for the berries. Put that on there. We'll take the backing off this one and stick it underneath. The joy of this one too, the eye, the tittle of the eye is attached, so there's no messing about trying to find the dot from the eye. There we go. They disappear like nobody's business. Come on up, this is it. I didn't pull too quickly because I didn't want to distort the layout of this Christmas. So let's put this about there, I think. Make sure it's straight. There we go. Now, what I've done with the berries, I've done one earlier because I would like to be able to use it, and what I've used is some Nuvo crystal glaze, and that takes quite a while to dry. So I'll show you what I did, and then hopefully by the time we've finished that, I don't think that's dry yet. I keep moving it around, but it's on a silicone mat, so that'll just wipe off afterwards easily anyway. So what I did was, with a little bit of marker, just do a touch of colour on what would be the stems, like this. I think that's it, actually. And then with the crystal glaze, just covered the berries. And, you know, it comes out really quite quickly. So, you know, a lot will spill over the edge. So what I've been doing is just moving it around a little bit so that it doesn't get stuck to the place where it was first put. And, you know, if the holes open up and there's nothing in them, fine. If it's sort of sets over the hole, that's fine too. So that's what I did for that. I'll just show you. There'll be a lot left on the mat. You see? Just keep moving it around and it'll dry. Okay, I'll just put that on one side for the minute. So let's have a go at Santa now. Here's his bits. So his nose, I thought I would do with this. It's garlic clove. This is a Nuvo marker. Got the wrong end. Here we go. There's his nose. Let's colour some boots. Doesn't matter if I go on to that because I'm going to cut them out from here. There's one boot. And the other boot. I think we're all covered. I think so. Right. Now I'll colour this one. This is going to go on the bottom. I'll cut his hands off in a minute and sort those out. Right, let's just give him a bit of shading. I always tend to put the lighter coming over from the right. Don't know why it should be, but that's what I do. And the joy of layering your dyes like this is the fact that you can go over another part. You see, for example, I've gone over his boots, but it won't matter because they're going to be covered up by those. Right, here we go. I'll leave a little space for his hands to be with black gloves to match his black boots. Right. Just blend this in a little bit. I think that's okay. I think I will just put a little bit of shading on the beard. This is just a very, very, very pale grey, and I must be careful here because I've got red on the tip of my finger. And if I touch anything that's slightly wet, the red will transfer. So we don't want that to happen. Okay. I'm just going to put a bit of blender over that just to smooth it out just a little bit. There we go. Just not quite so stark. Not such a stark white. Now I'm going to cut his arms off so that they can be put on behind. Oh, actually, before I do that, let me just colour his... It's much easier to colour stuff if it's attached to something, if it's very small and fiddly like this. Okay. Right. Let me stick his boots on next. I'll cut these off here and stick them onto there. There's one. Here's the boot. I think it's the other way up. That way up. Okay, and this one. They're very small pieces, but I find it quite relaxing actually. Just fiddling around with tiny bits of die cuts. Okie dokie. Stick this one on. Yeah. I'll stick that on there. But before I do that, I'm going to cut his arms off. 1 and 2. Okay. Now let's stick his beard on. Oh, I can't pick it up. There we go. Put a bit of glue on this. Now his hat seems to finish kind of there, so if I do that about like that, it should be okay. Now, put a bit more glue on the back and stick his hands on. Okay. Let's see what we think. Haven't got glue in the right place. Okay. Oh, it's much too high. About there. We'll put some glue on this itself, and then that'll definitely be in the right place, won't it? Okay. Here we go. Need a little time just to dry, I think. There he is. I think he looks all right with his hands going downwards, don't you? Looks better than, I think he looks better than being out like he was on the swing. There. Okay. Now, I think this is pretty much dry. Let's look. Put that away for the minute. Have this going kind of like that. So, a little bit of glue on the back. Need a little time to set this as well. So I just want to lift that up just a slight bit, I think. I'll do. Okay. As ever, if there's a little bit of glue on the paper, I'll just wipe it with a baby wipe. Just dab it up. That's it. Just wondering if I want the angle a bit different, actually. I think it's okay. I think it's okay. Okay, now we're going to put Santa on there. Oh dear, I do the silliest things, don't I? But I love a bit of fun. Nothing quite like it. A bit of laughter goes a very, very long way. Right, come on, Santa. Let's sit you on here. There we are. And then I'm going to pop that, I think I'll probably put it onto a piece of foam tape like that. But I'm going to wait until that's just set. So, and another bit of fun. And as ever, thank you so much for watching. Thank you for clicking the thumbs up and subscribing and all the rest of it. And have a lovely rest of your day. And come again and see me soon.